up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, and I cannot believe it, but we made it. This is the 1 year anniversary of AH Live. Woo! I need my lights for that. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. No, we appreciate you guys so much for hanging out. Episode 53. And we have so many performances to go back and look at. So I picked a few of my favorites, and I know there's some favorites of yours as well. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But just want to remind you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow Adam Holly Artist Page. We're here every week, and we have some awesome guests coming up in the coming weeks. I'm talking about Michael Linkton, Phil Denny, Alexander Zonjic, and so many more. So we want to see you here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Real quick, just want to get to this because as soon as I hit play, we're off and running with 6 incredible performances. But just want to remind you guys, if you want to help out the show, we make it super easy. You can click the link in the description for PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and of course you can always do stars through the Facebook portal. And you guys are the reason that we made it to 1 year, and we are going to keep it going. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we're going to get started with a little bit of Lindsay Webster on the 1 year anniversary show. Hope you all enjoy.
How I look, I just don't know how to show you the way
Oh my goodness. They did not disappoint. How about that Jasmine Gent? Killing it once again. And man, so much fun looking at these performances from the past year. Well, you guys know what time it is. It's time to bring in my lovely wife, Kat, with the Cat Cam. There she is. What's up? How you doing?
Everything's good. How are you?
Good. You're looking even more debonair.
Oh, thank you.
Than usual. What is going on with the necklace? You got about, I don't know, how many carats are there? At
carats.
Carats of gold.
Oh my goodness. No, you know what? This is actually the first time I've worn this necklace.
Okay.
We got it at a cute little shop when we were in Madrid. And
that's right.
I just loved it.
Smooth Hot Jazz. And we had so much fun hanging out. We were hanging out with Michael Linkton all week, Paul Taylor.
Yeah.
Al McKay, Earth, Wind & Fire Experience.
Oh, yeah.
That was so much fun. Huge shout out to Smooth Hot Jazz in Madrid. That was such a blast.
That was so fun.
And they had that, I forget the name of it, but we went to that market in the city center and it was just incredible.
Oh my gosh. It was so good.
They had like whole pigs just there for you to just walk up to and oh, let me have a slice, you know,
right.
literally.
And then like wine bars, tapas bars. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first time wearing it. I don't know why, but you know, I busted it out for the 1 year anniversary.
Of course, at one point we're hanging out watching music. At one point, Kat's like, can we walk around and look at these shops? I was like, here we go. I'm not going home. I'm not making it home with any money.
And sometimes, you know, when we're out on the road, I will just, if we're like in a cute little area, I will just go and shop by myself. And I'll tell Adam, I say, I'll be right back. Because, you know, I know he doesn't want to walk around.
No, but it was fun though. That was a fun trip because we got to see the city a little bit, and so no, I didn't mind there. Well, how about? Well, first of all, not to put you on the spot, but 1 year. Can you believe we made it? Episode 53. It's so crazy.
1 year. That is so crazy because I remember when you first were starting, when you know we were just using our cell phones. And
yes, we started off in very humble beginnings, one cell phone in the corner of the room, just picking up the sound of the room, and now multi-camera, etc. So
yeah, and I remember you didn't know if you wanted to do it every week or every other week.
That's true. Well, I waited a little bit because a lot of people jumped on it right away.
Yeah, that's true.
One of which was Rick Braun. I accused him of, were you in on the pandemic? Because it's like everything shut down and 2 days later, Rick's Cafe. I was like, what's going on here? No, but kidding, of course. But so we waited just to kind of get a feel for it and kind of think about how we wanted to frame it and just the flow. And so, yeah, at first I was like, you know, no promises. Let's just try it. And during the episode, I remember saying, yeah, I don't know, you know, if we're going to show up next week or the week after. And then the comments were pouring in. We need to see you next week.
We need to see you. And then even, yeah, you were like 2 weeks. And in my mind, I was like, that's kind of weird. 2 weeks.
It's definitely easier to remember and just kind of keeping the flow. And you know, I kind of have my flow in terms of production for the show. And so, no, it's been fun. We have not missed one episode. I think all but 3 or 4 were live, and the weeks that weren't, we pre-recorded like the day before. A couple of those we were moving, and now we're in the new studio, which has been so nice. We got a little more room, a little more elbow room. But anyways, no, it's just been such a blast. Well, how about these performances I picked out? So first off, we had Lindsay Webster.
Lindsay Webster. We all love Lindsay.
Yes.
She's so sweet. She's so fun. And then she could sing.
Well, yeah.
I love watching her perform.
That girl can sing. And it was appropriate, too, because her and I are about to kick off my tour schedule down at Seabreeze.
Yeah.
And so why not start the episode with her? And so she killed it. And next up we had flautist extraordinaire Reagan Whiteside. And she's got all these great tunes named after her awesome kids, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, it's super cute. And I think I mentioned this when you had her on the show live. She was very pregnant the last time that we saw her, when you guys had did the
we first
Al
met
Taylor.
in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, you're exactly right. So the song inspiration hadn't sprouted yet. So
yeah, and it was so cute because she had like this cute, kind of like bohemian jumper.
Yep.
It was super cute, and then she had like the earrings and the bangles. Like she totally played it up with her pregnant belly. It was
made
really
it work.
cute.
She made it work. It was killing it. She sounded awesome again tonight. Next up, the legendary Dave Koz. Now, we played another tune from his episode when we did the year in review, but I had one more, and this was so much fun. It's that ballad, and we originally debuted it on the Dave Koz cruise, and it's just so gorgeous, such a poignant moment. And
it is nice, yeah.
So yes, it was nice to have him perform that again. And Dave is the best, and don't forget, he's having me as a guest on his cruise kickoff. Anybody can see it. You just go to davekoz.com and you can grab your tickets. And it's an awesome show. We've got Eric Darius, Keiko Matsui, Vincent Ngala, Chris Walker, of course, Dave himself. And we're all going to do some of our own tunes. And then we're going to collaborate with Dave as well. So it's you're going to see some music you've never seen. I'm performing a song of mine that I've never played live. And Dave is as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So when is that?
So that is April 18th.
April 18th.
It's a Sunday.
Okay.
And it's 2 p.m. Pacific, I believe. I know it's the afternoon. And it's a live stream. Anybody can see it. So like I said, just grab those tickets, davekoz.com.
How fun. What is it going to be streamed on?
It's on, I believe it's called Looper. Or Looped. It's something like that.
But then, like, they could just go to the website?
If you go to davekoz.com, you can buy a ticket, and then, of course, you get the link and everything. So, yeah,
okay.
it's not a Facebook thing. It's not a YouTube thing. You do need to get a ticket, and it takes you to that portal. So, yeah.
How fun.
Yes.
I want to watch that. Not just only because you're performing.
Okay. You can skip that part.
I love Keiko Matsui, too.
Yeah, Keiko's so awesome.
Yeah. I love her style of playing.
So next up, we had Kayla Waters, and she had
Kayla.
that gorgeous footage. She went all out. She went into the studio and had multi-camera. I was like, dang, I got to keep up with her. But she's just such an incredible talent. Songwriter, producer, artist, and oh, by the way, the daughter of Kim Waters. But I always like to mention that last because, she is just an amazing artist in her own right. But just so happens that her father's also jazz royalty, so pretty cool.
Yeah, I loved Kayla. Like I said, the last time you had her on the show, I had never seen her perform, even though we would always be, in the same places, kind of at the same time, but just kind of
we were
crossing
hanging
paths.
out in Portugal. But we didn't get a chance to see her show. I think we saw her sound check, but then we were flying out.
I just love her music. When we were watching the show last time, I just was blown away because it's like very ethereal and just very different. And then, too, she had those red pumps. You guys remember those red pumps? Everybody was commenting on her red pumps.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I was the last to notice that. And then I looked. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yes. And so a lot of people loved her. I do remember from that show. And then they were very impressed with her education and everything.
Yeah.
She was just great.
No,
I love
100%, 100%. And then we have two more. Riley Richard, all the way from Cleveland. Man, that guy can play that alto saxophone. He just killed it. And it was so fun. And I posted a little clip of that on social media, and people just were really responding to it. So that was a really fun episode. He's just a really, really talented guy, just he's got a lot to say. He's got a lot of conversation on that saxophone. So that was a lot of fun to hear that tune again from Riley.
And I remember I liked his setup that he had.
And that was very much pandemic related. He didn't have any of that equipment. He had been using outside studios, and then this is like an example of what, obviously there's a lot of challenges with what happened with the pandemic, but a lot of things came out of it too that are positive, and one is that now he's got this great setup. He's writing music, working on new projects for his next release. So he's all set up now in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's ready to
rock.
So
how does that work? You have to book time for outside studios?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different ways to do it, but yeah, the tricky thing is that, when you go and rent a studio, it's by the hour.
Mm-hmm.
So a few things happen. Number one, it gets more expensive the longer you stay, but then
Right.
also there can kind of be a tendency of, let's get this done because you're trying to keep the cost down. So that's one nice thing and, kind of a freeing thing of having your own spot. And that's what I really enjoyed about having my own studios. You can use it anytime you want. And, you got to pay the light bill. But other than that, you're not paying that hourly charge.
I know from personal experience, whenever we're doing like a rehearsal for one of your shows and then we go down to the spa in Orange County, it's like a rehearsal studio. So you go in and the room is like sound padded on the walls, and then they'll might have like a drum set up and speakers, amps, blah, blah, blah. And usually you would get it for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So Adam will be kind of going through songs with the guys, or they'll be talking or just kind of hanging out. And I'm looking at my phone like, there's only 30 minutes left.
They're going to charge us another hour. Cat's over here cracking the whip. And then we finished up with the incredible Jasmine Gent.
Yes.
And that was a smash hit of hers, Stride, that I had the good fortune of playing on, and went all the way to number 5 on Billboard, and that was her most recent single. Another one just came out, but I guess that's the previous single. But anyways, she's got this fantastic new album out, and that episode was only a few weeks ago, but it was such an awesome time jamming with her. I figure we should include it in the 1-year anniversary show.
Yeah, and then that's so good. Congratulations, top 5 on Billboard.
Yeah, no,
her
Jasmine,
song.
she doing it. And I see she's got a robust tour schedule, so you're going to see her out there on the road. Her and I are doing a show together in November, so if you're anywhere near Florida, we hope to see you all at the Florida Smooth Jazz Getaway. Awesome lineup down there. Brian Culbertson, Eric Darius, Sax to the Max. I know I'm leaving out some people. Keiko Matsui. So that's one of the last events of the year, and Jasmine and I will be jamming. So
Awesome.
Definitely.
And then we have to mention her dog fostering.
That's right. I was so
doing.
fascinated by it. First of all, I mean, maybe my head is just in the sand. I had never even heard of dog fostering. And she's like, oh, yeah, this is my, I forget what she said, second or third dog or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
something like that. Yeah.
But it makes sense because she's very busy normally touring and she's working on her doctorate.
Yeah.
But during the pandemic, obviously, there was a pause kind of put on a lot of things. So I totally get it, as opposed to committing long term to a dog. But then she's a dog lover. She was able to, be an asset during this time. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's so cute, so sweet. And I'm sure it's just as attaching as, like when you have human children in the in your foster home. And sometimes you can have them up to like even just 2 weeks, but then sometimes it's a year, maybe a year and a half, and you like grow a relationship with them, and then if they have to leave, it's really hard. My grandmother used to take care of foster children, and in the summertime when I would go to visit, her and my cousins, she and my cousins, and one year she had a foster daughter, and she was there maybe like 3 weeks. And so, it's summer vacation. We were always hanging out every day, just like watching TV, riding our bikes through the city and stuff like that. And then she wasn't supposed to go home so fast. She was supposed to be there a few months. Yeah. But, they called and said, she had to go home. And it just was so sad because she didn't want to go back, first of all. Yeah. And then we have to drive her back to the office, and I just was like, why can't she tell them she doesn't want to go? And I was like, this is too much. Like, I don't know how people could deal with that emotionally. It was like heartbreaking. So I'm like, sure, like with an animal, that's like there and your companion, especially during the pandemic, being quarantined. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, we found a home for this dog, and you're like, wait, no.
Oh yeah, no. That's well, so regardless, though, good on you, Jasmine.
I know, good on you, Jasmine.
You're so sweet to do that, and I'm sure the dogs enjoyed, even if it was a short stay, they enjoyed your company. So that was our just a snapshot of what we've been up to for the last year. I got one more tune we're gonna play for you at the end. But first of all, let's just talk about what we've been up to the last week. We got some pictures. Kat is our historian here. resident historian, and also
Historian.
Grammy
AH
takes a lot of
Live
these
historian.
pictures as well too. So, before I forget, let me flash the tour schedule. I
Okay.
already mentioned the first two. The live stream with Dave, April 18th, Seabreeze, April 23rd, and then we've got so many other really cool events.
Someone had asked last
Yeah.
week if you corrected the typo for Norfolk, I think it was.
I did.
Okay.
It is Norfolk, Virginia. Thank you. August 21st. So, but yeah, and this is up on my Facebook page as well if you guys want to look a little closer. But closing up the year, I mentioned that Florida Smooth Jazz Weekend, Catalina, Jazz Tracks Festival, October 24th. And but there's a lot more shows coming, so just stay tuned. Make sure you follow Adam Holly Artist page. Make sure you go to my website, sign up for my mailing list, and we really, really hope to see you on the road. So we got some photos from the past week. Here's our first one. Okay, so here is little Adam and his good friend Jackson. They're here in our cabana in the backyard.
In the
And
backyard.
they're having some Raising Cane's, some really tasty chicken place that's nearby.
Yeah.
And they've been doing some regular lunches. They're both in the same virtual class, but then they live in the same community. So it's been fun for them to have a little bit of, they're still social distancing, but they're getting some, in-person interaction.
Yeah, definitely. It's so cute because on Fridays, Jackson's mom and I, we call it Takeout Fridays. So during the week, if they do meet up either here in the garage or in the backyard, or if Adam goes to Jackson's house, they do the same thing.
Yep.
And, they have their regular lunches, but Friday, we alternate. So one Friday, I'll go pick up something for the boys and they'll eat lunch, or she'll get them something. So it usually consists of like either Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's. They had some Panda Express one time and pickup sticks. So it could be anything.
Chicken, it sounds like, is a constant theme here.
I know. And one Friday, I believe Jackson came over in the backyard and we had made some pizza in the pizza oven, and they loved that. So, but they just love seeing each other. They've known each other since kindergarten.
Yeah, a long time. So 7 years.
Yeah. And but we've never lived in the same neighborhood. But now we're here 2 streets away from them. So it's so nice.
And speaking of getting out and about in the neighborhood, here we are with our bike helmets. So we got these bikes, and we are just having so much fun. Today we rode over to the basketball court in our community, played some basketball. You guys left me yesterday and just went out on an hour ride. Little Adam got back and he said, "We just got done riding for an hour." And I was like, well, dang, just leave me. I was in the middle of an interview.
This particular picture was on Saturday. We had rode down the street outside of the community to Yogurtland, and we got some frozen yogurt.
Yes.
And which is little Adam's favorite. He loves it.
Oh, yeah. No, it's very tasty. In fact, we've been doing, Kat has been doing vegan for a long time, but I'm trying to get into it, and they have this incredible vegan flavor, and it's so tasty, and dairy always kind of upsets my stomach, so I've been enjoying it immensely. Mm-hmm. It has a great texture, but then doesn't have the dairy, so it's like a cinnamon
oat.
Well, it's made from oat milk, but the flavor is like a cinnamon cookie or something like that.
Yeah,
and,
it's like cinnamon oatmeal cookie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Tasty. All right, so moving
so
on.
Good.
Oh, speaking of bikes, you can kind of see this is the basket on Kat's bike, and we have Rufus.
You keep calling it a basket.
Sorry,
it's a wine crate.
Oh gosh, God forbid I downgrade your
Right.
wine crate. But here's Rufus. How did he do in the wine crate? Because I missed this. This is the bike ride that you guys left me.
He did not do very well. He did not do very well. I put him in there and he was fine. And he looked so cute. And then once I got on, I could feel him on my back trying to get out. And I said, "No, Rufus, stay in. So I kind of walked around with the bike a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was like having so much fun. His tongue was hanging out. The wind was in his ears. And then once I started riding down the block, he like wanted to get out so bad, and he jumped out. And he had his leash, and thank goodness I didn't have the leash around my hand, because he would have been really hurt.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are you doing? You can't jump out of a moving thing.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I tried. I think when I was pushing, like walking along, I think he liked that I was next to him.
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's gonna work anymore.
He probably thought you were riding away from him. He didn't realize he was attached.
I know, but he looked so cute in it.
So speaking of pizzas, this is the bounty from last week, and I have to give
From Easter.
Kat some credit. Yes, and that's also a good reason to be showing these. You guys were asking what we're going to do for Easter. Well, of course, more pizza. But Kat did this pesto recipe. Oh my goodness. So a white pizza, right? So no red sauce. Well, we had a mixture. Obviously, you see a red sauce pizza there as well. But the pesto pizza,
Yeah, it's good.
so good. And it was a surprise. I was figuring we're just going to have some more killer
Margarita
red pizzas,
pizza, yeah.
margarita or
No, the pesto is great because it really gives you a chance to add a lot more vegetables just because it's, more compatible with the flavorings.
Oh my goodness.
So you put the pesto on the dough instead of like a red pizza sauce.
Yeah.
And then you can put whatever. This particular pizza, I put olives, artichoke. What else did I put on there? I put arugula and onions. I didn't have red onions,
You put
which
some
would have
magic
set
on
it
there.
off.
That's what
but
you did.
I used regular white onions.
Oh gosh, it was killer. I think there's a couple more pictures from our feast. Oh yes. So you
Yes.
made two different desserts. Kat kept asking me, should I make a regular pound cake or a vegan pound cake? And I was like, well, it's Easter. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have a regular. And then I got back from church and I said, so what did you do? And she said, I made both.
Yeah, because I could not decide. And when we were doing our family Zoom, we do a family Zoom every other Saturday. And it's like with our great aunts and other cousins that are out of state and then even here in California. So we usually have like 10 or more people on Zoom every other Saturday, and we're all eating and having a beverage or something and hanging out talking to each other. So I was asking my cousins, I said, should I make vegan pound cake or regular pound cake? And like it was half and half. Some of them were like, no, just do the regular, it's Easter, enjoy yourself. And I couldn't decide, so I just did both. And I really enjoyed the vegan one much better. Which one did you enjoy?
I like both. I worked it out. Speaking of which, here is the presentation so you can kind of see how we enjoyed them.
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of, well, you describe it because you're the chef.
Well, the one on the left, so the previous photo, the small pancake was the vegan and the large bundt was the regular one. So this one, the vegan slice is on the left. And so I made a strawberry and blackberry compote to
You
go
should have
with
made
it.
people guess which one was which. Because
I know,
I can't
right?
tell looking at it. They both look great.
And so I just chopped up some strawberries and halved some blackberries, put them in a saucepan on the oven on low heat. And I just put a couple of teaspoons of sugar, some lemon juice and zest from half of a lemon. And then I put a little bit of cinnamon in there and just mix it up, let it get warm. And then we had some like frozen whipped cream. I'm not a fan of whipped cream at all, but this is like a gluten-free, almost vegan.
I didn't even know. It
still
was
has
so
soy
good.
in it, but it's not like that regular chemical-filled whipped cream. And it's frozen, so I whipped it up with some lemon zest, and so it was bomb. But yeah,
It was killer.
And the regular bundt cake. That was the first time I tried that recipe, and it called for 6 eggs, which is weird. I've never put 6 eggs in any kind of dessert, and I just knew it was going to be really dense, but I just wanted to follow the recipe because it was my first time with that recipe, and I didn't like it. I like my 7-Up cake or like vanilla cake to be really light and fluffy. Like when you cut it, it like crumbles.
Yeah.
So if I do that again, I'll just like go with my first mind and just put like 2 or 3 eggs in there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is kind of thick. But Adam, you ate it. You loved it.
It was killer.
But yeah, I definitely liked the vegan one better for myself.
Yeah. Well, so that concludes the Easter weekend,
Yeah.
and you probably already noticed we did pre-record this episode. We're doing some studio upgrades, but we do have a couple of questions left over. So let's get to those so we can catch up, and then on the next episode we'll be good and live, and we can take your questions live.
Yes.
But what do we have that we didn't get to before?
Okay, so Dave Fritz had asked this last week, like right after I saw it right after we finished Ask Adam, and I was like, oh, I'll get to it next week. So Dave Fritz says, when Adam is recording his CDs, does he play over live musicians or does he use manufactured tracks? I've always wondered.
Oh gosh, interesting. So it depends, but typically when I first start, I play pretty much everything myself, and then later I'll go and replace instruments. I'll get real drums. If I don't play key bass, I'll get an electric bass player, or maybe someone to play key bass. I'll get percussion. And so basically, I kind of start off with what's called a demo, and then start to replace the elements one at a time, and then that's what brings it to life. So it's a bit of both. It does start off with basically everything I've generated, and then I kind of replace things over time. But sometimes I don't. I have a few songs where I played everything. 1 a.m. from my second record is an example of that. And I have some songs where I played almost everything. An example of that would be I Don't Mind, where I played everything except for the drums, and then of course huge groove saxophone. I didn't grab his saxophone. But Can't Stop is another tune where I played almost everything. So it just depends. And then sometimes I have a bunch of people on there. So it's a case by case basis. But yeah, that's hopefully that answers your question. It's a bit of both.
And then if you are interested in hearing what the demo sounds like, you can do like a certain tier in your
That's true. Yeah. What a
CD
great
promotion.
segue. It's like you're a professional or something. So yeah, I mean, in a bit, I will announce the Indiegogo campaign for my new album. And yes, I've always done a tier on there where you can hear the demo recordings of the album. And a lot of people choose that option because it's really interesting to them to see the before and after. What I did, maybe it was like a drum loop or something, or I'm kind of piecing together some drum sounds. And then, of course, I usually get Eric Valentine. He comes in and just kills it. And, and so on. Just the before and after. Maybe I get a horn section. Maybe I get percussion. So yeah.
And it sounds like completely different. Well, some of them
better.
sounds completely better. And some of them don't sound any different. It's just real instruments. And then some, it's just like, since they're real instruments, it's like more full. And then like you create the warmth in like some pockets that are missing, in the demo.
And you'll hear in the mix too. I spend a lot of time, obviously, more on the final, getting everything leveled, and then of course it's mastered from the incredible Steve Hall, so that makes a difference too. So yeah, you really get a before and after kind of vibe. So it's pretty cool.
And it's so different with instrumental demos because with vocals, it's just weird. I hate to hear myself play back when Adam,
kind of what's playing right now.
Yeah, Adam didn't even play this song for me when we got done because he didn't want to hear any of my requests to change things.
I don't play any of them for her.
And so
because it will never get done.
when he sends like a vocal track to some musicians to play over, I'm like, oh my gosh, please tell them this is the rough mix, because he hasn't mixed it yet, and even though obviously the vocals are there, it just sounds very like empty, or some things are too loud. You can hear breathing in the mic. You can hear like certain tisks, with my teeth, so it sounds very weird, but nothing has been like softened and smoothed out and kind of like anchored through yet.
Yeah, there's such a thing called a scratch vocal or a scratch instrumental. And so yeah, often when I send a song out to get somebody to play drums or percussion or bass or what have you, the final lead guitar in my case, or lead vocal in Kat's situation is not there, but we need to like keep the assembly line going. We can't wait until the vocals pristine and perfect.
Yeah.
Because if we do that, then the song will never get done. So yeah. So and that's where all the gentlemen that I reach out to have play are just incredible professionals because they're able to hear an unfinished product, but imagine what it will be,
right,
and then support that. And so that's what makes them so great. All these cats, that's why I keep calling Eric Valentine, Nate Kearney, Ramon Islas. They've played on probably 90% of my tunes. Carnell Harrell.
Islas is such a great percussionist.
Yeah, he's with Chicago. He's a member of Chicago now.
And every time,
I'm surprised he still answers my calls, because when I met when he started playing on my first album, he hadn't connected with Chicago yet, and but yeah, he still responded. So
yeah. And didn't he record some sounds for you when he was out on the road at one point?
He probably did. He's always pandemic aside, he's always gone. Yeah. I mean, I remember I would have to catch him. He's like, "Well, I'll be back next month for 5 days." It's like, okay, let me send you all of these and then knock these out.
Well, that sounds like you.
Yeah.
So many people that we know, they'll always say, "Oh, we'll have to get together for dinner." Like, our lifestyles are so much different than a lot of course, the parents that we know of Adam or people that we know from his school.
Yeah, for us, it's like, okay, are you free on a Tuesday? And they're like, what do you mean? Can't we do a Saturday? It's like, Saturday is festival day.
It's so funny. And I think we're a lot younger than a lot of parents, too. And I'm walking around with, my nose ring and bright lipstick. It was just very different. But it's so funny. They're always like, yeah, when are you guys available? We should do this. We should do that. And I'm like, oh, well, I think Adam's going to be gone or we're going to be gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll have to let you know.
That's funny. Well, we got time for one more.
Okay.
Did you have one more for us to catch up on?
We do.
Okay.
This is from Paula Sanders.
Okay.
And she, I believe, asked this a couple of weeks ago, and I never got to it. Paula Sanders says, will you ever do a CD of collaborations?
Oh, gosh. Well, that's every CD. Every CD I've got like 5 or 6 guests on.
That's true, yeah.
Great timing right here. This is Traveling Mood featuring Julian Vaughn. Marcus Anderson has been on 2 of my albums now. Dave Koz, Darren Ron, Huge Groove, Gerald Albright. So, yeah, we're just going to keep going. I'll definitely have some guests on the new album. And that's what's so fun about the jazz community is that we're all here to help each other and support each other. And I've just been encouraged over and over and over. Every time I reach out, people are like, yeah, great. What is it? Let's do it, you know? So not quite ready to reveal. You guys keep kind of prodding me every week. Who's going to be on the record? But no, it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely look for some guests. And
yes,
Kat will be on the record as well.
Oh, I will? Oh, that's
you
so
know
sweet.
you are. Don't be coy.
But I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Okay. Well, I do. And you're only going to hear it when you sing it.
Okay. I didn't write this down, but I talked to this person a couple of days ago, Betsy Meyer.
Yeah.
John and Betsy in Florida, and she was saying, please let us know when Adam starts doing his GoFundMe or funding for his
Indiegogo, definitely
for his next project.
So the only reason I'm waiting, because you guys keep bringing it up, and I appreciate you so much, but the Indiegogo has a time limit, so I want to make sure that coincides with when the album's going to come out, and then when the Indiegogo ends, then your album will be coming soon, and so there's the max you can do is 60 days. So I'm just waiting a little bit longer because the first single will come in August and the album in September. But anyone that orders will be able to get advanced copies. So probably, if I count backwards, August, July, June. So I'll probably be starting the Indiegogo sometime in June. So I'll definitely let you guys know. That's right around the corner. It's already April, May. So we're only about 6 weeks away. So.
Yeah, and let us know, too, if you guys have been enjoying your previous fundraising packages that you received.
Yeah.
Adam and I, mostly I, we do all of that by hand, and it's very tedious work, and we're very professional. Adam will do like a spreadsheet and everything.
Yeah.
All of your information is private. Of course, we never share it with anyone or anything like that. But it takes us a good 2 weeks to
and all
really...
of the beautification, that's all Kat. She puts it in the nice tissue paper and the stickers and all of that.
Well, yeah,
and,
because we appreciate your support so
really
much.
do.
So we want to, show that in your products that you're getting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just let us know, if you had any ideas or any comments or concerns,
For
or
sure.
if you love everything, because there's always room to improve. But
yeah, we always tweak it a little bit each time.
Yeah, we
and
do.
have a lot of fun with that and trying different concepts, different rewards. But basically, the summation of it is you get access to a lot of different parts of the album and what have you that you couldn't otherwise by just buying it through Amazon, and you get it early, which is always
Right.
good. Who doesn't need the music early?
I
right?
know. That's always fun.
Yeah. So, well, awesome. Well, thanks so much, honey, as
You're
always, for
welcome.
dropping it on the Cat
Thank
Cam.
you, guys. Bye.
All right. And so, as I mentioned, we have one final performance to share with you. But real quick before we do that, I want to let you know next week we have an incredible doubleheader. And in fact, it's a collaboration of Phil Denny and Ryan Montano. Phil hails from Lansing, Michigan. Ryan is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, but they are both on this brand new track that I had so much fun producing for them, and it just hit top 10 on Billboard a few weeks ago. Tough Get Going. So hopefully you've already been enjoying the track. It's been doing really great, but they are going to perform it live for you guys. And I'm going to get a chance to chat with them as well. And Phil will be tuning in on Zoom from Puerto Rico, of all places. So we'll get a little fun in the sun as well. So I hope to see you all next week for Phil Denny, Ryan Montano. And quick reminder, one more time, if you want to support the show, you can just click the link in the description. You can also do stars. And all I can say is thank you. You guys have been so incredible. And without further ado, I know I've been teasing it. I want to get you to that last performance. We're going all the way back to one of the very first episodes, but this is a tune of mine called Shuffle, and it features the one and only Darren Ron. awesome. That was so much fun. Appreciate you, Darren, for coming through. And wow, how far we've come. That was on the iPhone in the old studios, so it's definitely great to be here in the new spot. But thanks again for tuning in, and hope you will show up next week for Phil Denny, Ryan Montano. That's episode 54. Hope you have a great night.